What's up, guys? My name is Emmanuel, and you're welcome once again to Surviving Canada. This is my YouTube channel. It's like my diary where I share my experiences about life in Canada and how I'm trying to survive in Canada as a newcomer, especially. So, in my last video, I talked about some companies that are quick to give newcomers jobs in Canada. Like, those are companies that once you come and you start targeting them, before you know it, probably before 20-30 days, you could start working already in Canada. Even though the pay might not be so enticing, but then you have a job and then you can meet some of your financial obligations. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at something that's quite related but different in a little way. The actual job roles that most companies are hiring for in Canada. As a newcomer, you might be skilled in one or two other industries, or maybe you may have one or two other career paths, but to get a job in that path might take you some time, while to get a job in some other industries, like some other occupations, are really in demand. So to get a job in some other occupations might be just very easy. You just get a job easily in some other occupations. Now, what are these occupations? That's what I'm going to be sharing today. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, thank you very much for coming around. I appreciate the support, the efforts, the comments, the subscriptions, everything. And for those who are already members of this channel, thank you very much. Thanks for the questions. I keep getting responses in my email. Thank you very much for those who have reached out. Thank you for the encouragement and everything. Now, to get into today's video, I want to talk about many of the actual roles that most of these companies in Canada are hiring for. Unlike the last video where I talked about the companies that are hiring and a little bit about some of the roles that they hire, today I'll be looking at the roles rather than the companies. Now, these roles I'll be talking about are roles that are generally employable, like every company needs them. The first and the most in-demand role in Canada, sales associates. I don't really think this particular role is just about Canada. I think it's a global thing. Like, even in Nigeria, we had all those GNL the guys, we had all those Trevor guys, and a lot of other companies. There's one that is currently reigning that whenever I go to Facebook, I see a lot of people talk about joining us and all that kind of stuff. You know, sales associates are like the bloodline of most companies. They go out to get clients, they go out to secure, new deals and new partnerships. Now, even in Canada, a lot of people have ideas, a lot of people have money that they want to spend on these ideas, but it doesn't end there. They need people to go out, secure some of these contracts, and then bring them back home. This is why sales associates are very important, especially here in Canada. People tend to shy away from sales jobs. In some cases, some people don't get paid except they secure one or two contracts or they secure one or two customers, and so they don't get paid. So a lot of people see sales jobs like throwing a dice, like it's some kind of probability stuff. Some people don't like the idea of interacting with a lot of people when you have to go door to door, knocking on doors and meeting people and telling them about your products. In Canada, people try to be conservative, like they don't really want to interact unnecessarily. That is why a lot of people are not gunning for sales jobs, which makes a lot of sales opportunities available. Like, positions are always available for sales associates. When you're working as a sales associate in Canada, you may actually be working from the office. That is, you could have phone lines where you could call potential customers, talk to them about your services, and if they're interested, they sign up. If they're not interested, you hang up. Some people have often reported cases where people were rude to them on phone and told them not to call back and use derogatory terms and all that. There are also those who have to go door to door. I think this is the worst part of it, especially if you're not so good with conversations, or if you go and meet somebody who is not really in a good mood. This is not really a pleasant type of job, and a lot of people don't really like it. But then again, when you look at the pay, it depends on the company. As a sales associate for a mega company, like a very big company, you would be able to negotiate good rates, you'd be able to secure good deals. Let's say you're a sales associate for a real estate company. There is a percentage of every house that you get. Like, when you sell a house, you can get a certain percentage of the house. I think it's either, I can't remember, I think it's 5% or 10% you get. So when you look at securing some kind of deals, when you sell something that is quite expensive, you know that at least you're making a cool box. But when you go around, let's say you're a sales associate for a lawn mowing company or a company that clears snow, like during winter, you could secure some deals, talk to some clients and customers, and then sign up some customers. But then again, how much do you get from it? You could get a commission from that kind of job, and let's say you get a 10% cut from lawn mowing. Lawn mowing could be around maybe say $50, $60, and then how many customers can you sign up in a day? That's another thing to worry about. So sales positions are not really fancy succeed, and that's why a lot of companies are looking for people to fill in these positions, and a lot of people are also running away from these positions because they don't want their monthly income to depend on probabilities. The second most employed role in Canada at the moment is administrative assistant. Every company needs an administrative assistant. They need somebody to move files around, they need somebody to respond to emails, they need somebody to do all that clerical stuff that's done in offices. Administrative assistants are like needed everywhere. Even in hospitals, sometimes need medical assistants, clinical assistants. They have different names that they call them. They need people to do all the administrative tasks. These job roles can pay quite much, more than minimum wage. Typically, administrative assistants can earn somewhere between $20 to $27. It depends on the company they're working for. Big companies will definitely pay more, and smaller companies will also pay lesser. While a contract company, like if you're a contract staff working under a hiring firm, your pay will definitely be reduced because the recruitment firm will also want to take some of their own cuts and keep for themselves as profit for their services or for helping you get a job. Another job, that's the third, that people can get easily in Canada is receptionist jobs. Now, as we also know, just like administrative assistants, companies need people on the front line. They need people to attend to walk-in clients. When someone walks into the office, the receptionist is always the front line. I'm sure we all already know what receptionists do, so there's no need to beat so much into that. Receptionists can earn a bit above minimum wage, say somewhere around $17 to like $20, $22. The volume of work that a receptionist will do depends on the kind of company and the number of clients that they have and the traffic into that company. Like if it's a company that's having so many people coming in every day, then the receptionist would have a lot to do. But if it's a company that has just a few people coming around, then the receptionist might be working in a very relaxed environment. Position number 4 is being a cashier. In my last video, those that watched it would have seen that retailing is a very big business in Canada. So as a cashier, you can easily work anywhere. If you come into Canada and target employers that are recruiting cashiers, even if it's not what you want to do for a long term, but just to start paying the bills, as a prospective cashier, you would easily find a job because it wouldn't take you time. There's always people hiring cashiers. There's always companies, Walmart, Save on Foods, Freshco, and many of all those companies recruiting for cashiers. Cashier jobs are not really hard to get in Canada. The downside of this kind of roles is that in most cases they might be part-time because you may be required to stand for so long, and then they wouldn't want you to stand for like 8 hours straight. And then again, it's usually minimum wage jobs. So as a cashier, you may not be earning so much. You may just be earning around $16-17 per hour here in Canada. You can't really say you want to negotiate based on your experience or based on skill because anybody can just apply and start like taking orders and stuff. As a matter of fact, a lot of grocery stores around here have self-checkout options, so people don't really need the cashiers. You can just buy what you want to buy and then go to the self-checkout option, scan all your items, pay with your card, and then walk away. So cashier roles are not really something that would give you so much power to bargain over based on your pay. And number 5 is general labor. Those who have the strength to do maybe heavy lifting, some kind of overnight jobs, or the kind of jobs in Nigeria that we refer to as working in a manufacturing company, where you have to do different types of little tasks. You might be working at an operation room, you might be working with a machine. The roles can vary for manufacturing jobs. So also is the pay. People who work with manufacturing companies during the daytime usually earn less. Then there is also some kind of hourly bonus for people who work at night because they understand that not a lot of people that will want to come out at night to work. The pay in manufacturing companies, first of all, it depends on the kind of job that you'll be doing for that company. That's one. Secondly, the hour that you'll be working. If you'll be working during the day, but if you'll be working at night, then they may add maybe $1 or $2 per hour as incentive. And the last on my list from my observation is security jobs. Security jobs are available for people who want to work security. When it comes to security jobs, it also depends because there are securities who have to stand at different entrances, like you have to stand all through your shifts. There are also those who have to monitor like CCTV cameras, the anti-theft guys. They watch CCTV cameras, look out for people who come into stores to steal, look out for people who want to paint graffiti on the wall, people who want to cause certain kinds of damages. To do security jobs, you really just need to go for a security course, and by the time you're done, you could get a security certificate and start working as a security guard. Security jobs are usually easy to come by. Once you're certified and you have your certificate, you can just easily get one. It's not much of a challenge getting a security job. Before I round up, I'm sure you would have seen that these jobs are jobs that anybody can do. There are many other in-demand jobs in Canada. Like web developers are always in demand, people in the medical sector, they're always in demand. But the reason I specifically chose these ones to talk about them is because anybody can do them. Like anybody can be an administrative assistant. You can use a computer, you can file documents on your computer, you can send out emails, you can respond to memos, and all those kind of office stuff. Anybody can do sales. That's if you have your mind in it, although that's something that a lot of people run away from. Anybody can do sales, anybody can be a cashier, anybody can do general labor if you have the strength for it. Anybody can do general labor, anybody can do receptionist. These jobs are things that just anyone can do. You can come into Canada today, tailor your resume based on the role of interest that you have, and then start applying so you can easily secure a job. The experiences for these jobs are usually like, for some, if you have 6 months experience, they'll consider that okay. If you have 1 year experience, they consider that okay. A lot of us definitely have certain skills or certain experiences that we can use in these roles. Like we interact with people on a daily basis, which is like a communication skill, which could help you when you're applying for a receptionist. We know how to use computers, we know how to file documents, we've sent out emails and all that, which you could also use as experience for administrative assistants. General laborers don't usually need much experience. They just want to be sure that you can do some kind of heavy lifting, although they'll give you tools, but then they need to be sure that you can do some heavy lifting. With that, I'll be winding up this video. As you all know, it's just about getting the inflow coming until you secure. I'm not saying you should give up on your dreams. I'm just telling you that it may take you some time to get your desired job. So in the meantime, you need to start getting some inflows. You need to start making money so you can settle some of your debts. Thank you very much for watching this video. Once again, I appreciate you all. If you've watched up to this point, thank you very much. I also encourage you to hit the subscribe button and then hit the like button. If you haven't clicked on the notification bell, then you'll probably not be getting updates on future videos. You need to hit the notification bell. I'm planning to do another video very soon about how to dumb down your CV, like how to dumb down your resume. If you come to Canada and you're applying for some of these survival jobs and you're saying you have a master's degree in this and a first degree in this, PhD in that, some of them will not want to hire you because they would believe that once this guy comes, he won't stay here for like 2 or 3 months. He could get another job and he'll just leave. So they won't be so confident in hiring you. But then again, what do you put? There are certain ways you can break down your educational qualifications without actually removing your university education from your resume. So I'm going to be sharing that in my next video. Hopefully my kids will give me some time to make these videos because they can disturb for Africa. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I encourage you to subscribe, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye.